Bears University, and welcome, welcome, welcome to our wonderful live stream, the 50 to 15K challenge, in which we're actually going to be looking at the live market using our proprietary strategy here, and we're going to extract or try to milk some, milk this. We're going to milk pips out of the market, right? I have too many tabs open, and my computer is like going, you better lighten up the load here, okay? And so let's go ahead before we get started. Let me make sure that you can hear me. If you can hear my voice, type the number 1 in the chat box. If I'm a frozen chosen, let me know. Okay. And
Doc, your screen is hanging up a little bit. That's all.
yeah, it's hanging up. Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and let me go ahead and lighten the load here. All right. And come on. How about this? We're close. Close, I say.
Got no sound now.
Thank you. Okay.
There we go.
Technical glitches. Glitch, right? Little gremlins will cast them out in Jesus' name, right? Okay. And we go ahead and close all tabs to the right, maybe. No. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Dr. Greg McLeod. Welcome to the $50 to $15,000 challenge. And actually, we're gonna actually change the name because I just figured out I did some mathematics with crunching, talking to the AI and looking at it. It was like we're only 7 days. If you are able to take the challenge from $50 to $15,000, it's just another week for $50,000, right? Which makes sense because subconsciously you notice the name of the room is 15 to 50K, and that was like a mind fart there. I meant 15K, but I guess God was like saying, hey, you know what? Don't dream small. If you can hang in for from 50 to 15K, it's just another 7 days, and I'll show you after we start with prayer. I have a spreadsheet really excited about. I want to share that with you. Big welcome to our newest members, Aaron and Joshua. And we expect some more people to come in. Some people are trading in the other sessions, and that's great. But you get me for 2 hours. So Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day, for this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. We seek your face, and we thank you for wisdom, the wisdom and the understanding to look at these markets and to make money. Right, give us a great success, and we just thank you for that, and we bless everyone on the sound of this call, everyone on the YouTube live stream, and everyone who is present and watching, maybe watching a recording too. Bless them in Jesus' name, amen. Okay, all right. Ring the bell on that one. Okay, let's go ahead, and I'm going to again share my screen. We got the recording going. Double check streaming is going on. And you guys who are on YouTube, I'll welcome you to our 15 to 50K challenge. And so we're gonna show you how we get started in the market, what things we are looking at, how we set up everything, and then after that we're gonna say goodbye because we want you. And there's a link in the description if you want to join our next challenge. We have a challenge every month. This is the June challenge, and so we have people here for the June challenge. The next challenge will be the next 30 days will be July. We'll have a challenge in July as well. So even though you can't make it to the June one, you can get a little sample of what we do, how we do it, And if it jives with you, if it makes sense to you, we look forward to seeing you in the challenge. The link is in the description. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. I'm going to share the entire screen, and actually want to share this new revised compounding blueprint, which I'll go ahead and I'll share with you this link after I show you what's going on, right? So this is our standard. Can everybody see? Let me know if you can see the spreadsheet on the display. Can you see my screen? Tap on number 1 if you can see my screen. What? Thanks, Aaron. Okay, everyone else, I guess you guys are on tuning into the channel. Oh, there you go, Steve. Okay, so here's our FTFK compounding blueprint. We don't have to change the initial because we're going from 15 to 50,000. It's just another week. Okay, and I'm going to show you how by starting like on day 1 and you have $50 balance, we recommend that. You're trading a 0.05 lot. The great thing about this blueprint is it focuses you on money management and position sizing. 2 things which traders never do right, and they wind up losing a ton of money. So we know that, hey, if we take a trade, we're going for 20 pips. Our position size is 0.05. We're looking for basically a 1.5 to 1 risk to reward. And your estimated profit is $10. Not a lot to write home about. But remember that Einstein, one of the smartest people that we know, basically said that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. Those who don't follow it wind up getting whacked, right? You wind up, and tell me, if you have a credit card, guess what? You're paying compound interest to the bank. Well, with the challenge here, we're going to actually take that compounding and use it for our advantage by increasing our position sizes and also our profit targets in the same way. So not much, $60, you make another 12 and 72. And if you've done compounding as a kid, maybe calculate things, you can see how this rapidly goes up by 20. And this is, we had James, I showed you the video of him. He actually took that account from $100 to $1,600, right? So he made $322 on that, and he could change. I mean, he's close to 1,900, right? So he signed up again for this month because that's what he did in May, right? So he didn't make it all the way down to the bottom of the chart, right? Which was, this is our bottom, our 30, looking at 31 trades to roughly about 15,000, right? So if you continue to add lots, your lot sizes, and pretty much when you get around the 25 to 40, you're going to have to do multiple trades on this, right? Because some of the brokers will now allow you to go greater than 20 standard lots, okay? So, but at that point, you're able, you're making like $5,000 a session, right? Because you have such a large balance. And just think, on their 40th, so it's actually a little bit more, about 10 more days, then you're at 56,157, right? And you're just getting the same 20 pips. And from there, the sky's the limit there, right? And the great thing about it is if you're using a leveraged Forex account, they give you 500 to 1 leverage. So by putting a $50 into a 500 to 1 leverage Forex, it means for every dollar that you have, you're given $500, which means you are actually trading with a $25,000 account. So if you're trying to do prop trading and paying $100, $200 for a challenge to get a $25,000 or $50,000 account, that's not yours, which is a demo, once you get 8%, you actually will, get another challenge. Maybe I get another 6 or 8%. And if you fail that, you lose everything, right? In this case, this is your account. You keep the profits. And guess what? If you make even a couple of profits where you're moving down to maybe position 12 or position 10, you've made your $127 back. Okay, so it's a win-win. Plus, we're going to give you training. You're going to be with me, and that's going to be very helpful. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with the audience and let people know what's going on with this challenge thing, right? You're not on your own. I'm holding your hand, and I'm going to I'll show you some trades that we're actually going to be looking at, right? So anyway, I'm gonna pop this link in the chat box um, for in the Teams chat box, because we've got YouTube people out there who would love to get a hold of this, because this is the key, guys. If you can scale your account, then you can master it. But you have to have a strategy, and the ORB strategy is what we look at. But we have some tools that we use to analyze the markets in order to help us find the best trades. Okay. One of the first ones I like looking at is my market heat map. The range of currency pairs by percentage change tells us what's hopping, what's popping, what's dropping, and what's not in the market. And you get access to that as a member of the 30-day challenge. We can quickly look at the dollar Swiss, and you can actually go to mymarketheatmap.com and go there for free, just to the front page, and you get access to two powerful tools, the Forex Majors heat map, and we can see that the dollar's in charge. Dollar's largely in charge. Look at the pound, the Aussie, the Kiwi dollar. The risk asset currencies are getting thrashed, and we're looking at the dollar pairs are going up, probably because we're going to go into warning in the Middle East, and that's when the rockets start flying and things start going crazy, right? Notice that the market's pretty normal, stock market's up, and everything's fine because all the crazies are asleep, right? But the moment the sun goes down over here and it's morning in the Middle East, it starts all over again, right? And the dollar takes the front seat. Well, let's take a look at our economic calendar. That's the next thing we like looking at when we're analyzing the market. I like looking at the strength of the market, where the doctors were actually analyzing the market. We're looking at, we're trying to approach the market to see if it's a risk on or risk off. And also we're going to diagnose and see what news is impacting what we're looking at, right? In fact, I got on the wrong side of the Aussie dollar news yesterday. Usually Aussie is pretty, upward trending, but that news was so bad, their GDP came out worse than expected. It broke back down through the channel and kept going, right? Put a hole in my computer, actually. But I had some other things that went in the right direction. Let's go ahead and look at we're at Wednesday, our time. We do have in 2 hours, we have Australian balance of trade. That's going to be during the Asia session, but it's at 9:30 Eastern time, and I will be watching Gutfeld or sleep or something, right? Okay. So we want to always check the economic calendar. Many traders make the mistake of not looking at the economic calendar. They think they're just flying. Hey, I don't understand the news, and I don't want to. Blah, blah, blah. And guess what? You get whacked. You start trading something, and it starts moving against you, and you don't know why, right? Because there's news. Okay. There's no other news that I see that is high impact. There may be some medium impact things. We're not going to check those. Okay. Next thing I want to check, I also do want to check what went on in the overnight session. This is the morning session of Asia. So New York session is the overnight session for what happened while the Asians were asleep, right? So I like going over to CNBC, and I just check for headlines. Right, you got the SpaceX IPO. I want to see if there's anything. I want to check the U.S. market overnight, and really bad. Like the 1.2% down. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 620 points. S&P down 0.75%, 7,553. Nasdaq down almost a full percent, 26,853, down 239 points. Russell 1,000 down 1 1/3 points. The VIX, we getting elevated. The fear index still lower than 30. The market doesn't seem too scared, but they are, the S&P futures fall 9 days win streak amid rising Middle East tensions. Okay, then I want to take a look at gold. Right, I can think gold. Gold is actually up. The pre-market for tomorrow looks like we might see. It looks like everything was down in Asia. Sleep right now. It's kind of dead in Asia, right? We do the same thing in the heat map as well, and but you have to go in, sign in for that. So we go into Okay, got someone coming in, and someone who is possibly Lisa, all the way from Australia. Boy, she just came in from Australia. Boy, her arms are tired, right? Log out. Okay, I need to go to Trader Tools, right? Let's go to we can go to the charts. No, Okay, account heat map. Let's go to the heat maps. We can go to the equity heat maps, and we can see what went on in the heat maps. We can see they're all red, crazy red. German stock market, everything. This is risk off, right? This is where the yen will probably go up in value. We can see maybe some of the forex. Let's go to all the forex pairs. Take a look at that. We get a full bird's eye view of what's going on there, and we can see that the pound, Aussie, Kiwi dollar, Kiwi yen, all the yen pairs are getting thrashed. In fact, I'm short pound yen and another account. We can see our yen basket is up, euro Kiwi is up, pound Kiwi, the dollar pairs are up. So all the kind of risk off oddball currencies are at the top of the heat map, right? And we got stuff we want to stay away. We want to, green is up, red's down, gray stay away. I want to go ahead and take a look at the forex majors, take a quick gander at that. And that's really what we're focused on. The majors are very liquid, and we can see that there our risk on is going off, back down, and the dollar is going up. Okay. I want to check forex liquidity. I want to see how many people are actually in this market. Forex liquidity, because there might, if there's not a lot of liquidity, and we got good liquidity, nice bit of liquidity. See, this is like an all-purpose tool. This is like my Swiss Army knife. If I want to also, I can check the economic calendar here. I want to also look at the sentiment to see like who is like really long or short. The big boys, this like institutional positioning, and we can see that there are a lot of people who are Aussie. They're very much short Aussie. Few people are long, and really we just go the opposite. If everyone is long, then we want to go short. If everyone's short, we want to go long, right? And if they're kind of 50-50 kind of balance, we probably don't want to take a look at that. We want the extremes, and these aren't really extreme. 42, I guess 71, that's kind of extreme. But let's go ahead and move on to our other AI tools that we use to analyze the market. And we want to analyze the market and get a feel of what the market is feeling, right? We want to actually be able to diagnose it, not just walk in there and start placing trades, right? So we're going to look at first this Trend Spotter. Trend Spotter is right here, right? Okay. No, that's not Trend Spotter. Where is Trend Spotter? Okay, no, that's not it. Stop. Trend Spotter. We have it somewhere. One of these tabs here, right? Let's get that. Trend Spotter, right? Yeah, trade analysis tab, right? Good job. Right? No, really, no. Okay. Are we still loading? There we go. Okay. And okay. 12. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. We have the strongest currencies, the pound. The weakest is the Kiwi, right? That's a 4-hour chart. I actually want to drop this down to a 30-minute, and we can see we haven't got any data yet coming in for the dollar and the Kiwi there. But we're looking at our Aussie is Swiss is strong. Swiss is a kind of a safe haven currency, right? And we can see that the moving average bias, we're comparing currencies versus each other instead of like currency pairs. We're actually looking at individual currencies, and we can see that we have our Aussie and CAD are pretty weak. So we might want to pair a strong currency with a weak currency. Okay. Tip is the sidebar. Okay. Oh. Okay. So this is our Trend Spotter, and we have a list of currencies. These haven't loaded yet. Okay. So we want to see a match, like we see Swiss and yen combined. That looks like a pretty good one too to look at. And then we can look at our Trend Navigator, which is another powerful tool that you get access to as a member of the challenge, right? And so it's a full scanner of all 9 time frames, And we have Nemo, which is our AI companion, which kind of gives us a confidence rating and also our stop, our take profit, our position size based on if we're a scalper, day trader, position trader, or swing trader, right? You just put in our balance and then we are off to the races. How much, right? Okay, so, and then we can actually, so it kind of telling us there's lots of chop there. We can go to another curve, look at the, pound. I was looking at the pound yen. A lot of the yen pairs are trending down. So I was looking at pound yen, riding the dragon, and we can see it is bearish at 4 of the 9 dials. But warning, choppy conditions ahead, oscillators twisting. And so we can see that they're not all lined up in the same direction. And so actually it's neutral for swing traders. Scalpers is bearish, but only 74% confirmation. I like going for some things that are like 80, 90, 100% confidence, right? Again, this is a tool that you have access to, and there's a full guide for you to go through and find out more about that, okay? And I was looking at the majors, and we can actually look at the dollar index as well. We have the dollar index programmed in here, and we have gold. If you want to take a look at gold, and we can take a quick gander there. Let's go back to the live navigator, go to gold. I want to give a quick refresh, and let's go to gold. Swing it on down, right? Gold. Okay, so this is exclusive access for challengers. You cannot get access to it without being part of the challenge. Okay, and it's neutral, right? So I would suspect it's neutral. So let's look, and then we can look at all the entire board of currencies and see like which one is looking solid for trade. And looks like what's Aussie doing? All right. Well, has a bearish bias. Let's take a look at that. 47% confidence for a scalper. No, I would like to see a higher confidence, right? So don't have really any really rude candidates screaming at us, right? Caution, choppy. It is early Asia. Tokyo is probably not completely open yet. We can take a look at dollar yen, and it is bullish, but chop that we had. In fact, it's neutral, mixed with only a 9% confidence. I mean, how many times have you taken a trade and you thought you were confident, and Nemo probably said, "Nah, I don't think so," right? Wouldn't it be cool to have this on your side, right? And so we're gonna go. Let's go to the charts and actually see what's going on there, right? And actually, I was looking at Meta a while ago because we're having the SpaceX IPO, and we have so many people who are so interested in, people were coming out of the woodwork when there was this big IPO. And years ago, my cousin said, "Hey, should I buy the IPO?" He was like, "Yeah." Well, it came out at $45 and then it dropped, right? And if you waited till the drop after the IPO, you could have picked up Facebook for $17, right? I said, he contacted me before the IPO. I said, just wait an ABC correction. And then the low 1773, we never saw that low ever again in the history of Facebook. And they changed it to Meta. And then what? We're at, we got as high as $380, right? So big move. So people are talking about getting to the SpaceX IPO, and I'm like saying, if you wait, everything sells off, and after it sells off, and everyone says, "Oh, this is a dud," blew up just like for about 3 months, like they left Facebook dead, and then all of a sudden they start nibbling at it, and then boom, when you look around, oh man, it was $17, now it's $300.